Hi guys, today is August 27th, 2018, and I'm super excited. I'm super happy. I'm in a much better place than I was in the last video just a few days ago, and I found out why. I narrowed down what the trigger of my flare-up was, and that to me makes things feel a lot better. If I know what's causing it, I feel like I have control and I feel like I can prevent it, and that makes me feel better. So I found out that, harvesting tomatoes from my garden, it was just my hands were touching the plant irritated my skin, and it just caused a nasty flare-up that was just itching my skin to get rid of whatever oils the plant had on it that I touched. So it took many days, and I've been harvesting tomatoes for weeks, so I was like, no wonder I've been having these problems. And I don't know, I had it a little bit also on my face and my arms and my legs. Possibly because it was in my system through my hands, but I don't know about that, but it's been getting better all over. The other thing that I have figured out that really worked, it's not my job. That caused me so much stress and anxiety because I love my job. I love baking. It's just everything that I think about. On top of, healing my skin and promoting a vegan diet, promoting a healthy diet to heal your eczema, I really enjoy baking. It's a totally contradictory thing to everything else I believe and practice, but it's just from the bottom of my heart, it's the one thing that I feel like I can express myself. I don't need to eat the food to know that I'm, enjoying myself. I just need to make it. So when I found out that it might be something I'm touching in the bakery, or the flour, or the water, the dough, the whatever it is, salt, I was just like, here's another thing that eczema is taking away from me, and it broke my heart. But then I started to realize, no, I cook at home, and I handle similar things at home, not necessarily flour or anything like that, but like I handle onions and potatoes and tomatoes, and these things are far more acidic than flour, and I don't have problems. I'm certainly washing my hands between preparing food, but I noticed that if I wash my hands dry out and they become dry, and when they're dry they become a little bit itchy or easily irritated. So I just solved that by every time I wash hands, I just moisturize. I use some olive oil, let it dry in, let it sink in, and then I'm back to work. And things have been looking a lot better. I mean, they're certainly not perfect, but they're not red, they're not itchy, they're not causing me problems, and they're getting better every single day. So that's what makes me happy. And the dinner party was yesterday, and on top of, figuring out my eczema, things are getting a little bit better. I'm enjoying work again because I don't feel like it's causing me problems, and I don't feel like my eczema is taking my work away from me. I was just in such a bubbly and happy mood. I had the music running in the house. I have all the bakers. I invited them and a barista, and everybody, said that they were coming, so I was super excited. And all my life, I've enjoyed the parties my mom threw in our house. But it was never, my friends or the foods or the drinks that, I think were the best. And to a little degree, I'm like a little bit of a control freak, but reasonably. I told everybody, you bring what you want, you're going to eat what you want, but I'm going to prepare you the foods that, nourish me, and I hope that you can find enjoyment in that. I want to take care of you. So we ended up preparing the food together. I made this mushroom stew that was totally oil-free. It was just filled with vegetables, onions, peppers, tomatoes, a little bit of sweet paprika. And then I had brown rice pasta boiling. I had some boiled potatoes with some water sauteed onions and parsley and salt. Then we made a big salad. There was, of course, alcohol for my friends. I had just distilled water, basically, and there were some juices, and they brought vegan non-fat gelato and a peach tomato salsa my friend Ellie brought. She's the other baker. And my friend Brett brought me a watermelon, and Tobias brought watermelon gazpacho. So to me, it made me so happy that, yes, I have a restrictive diet. Yes, my life basically revolves around catering to my eczema a lot of the time. But I embrace it because that's what makes me actually a happy, positive, and wholesome person when I don't have eczema to worry about. And with my friends bringing these foods that nourish me, even though it's a simple food and it's not really a party food, it just made me feel like I was respected, you know, my eczema was acknowledged, even if they don't know I have eczema, and they probably do, but we don't talk about it. It made me feel taken care of. And that's the one thing that, you know, it's really hard to ask for, and it's just something that, you know, you take care of people and you can only hope for that they take care of you back. But I enjoy giving to people. I enjoy taking care of them. I enjoy, you know, appreciating them, asking them, helping them, all of these things that just are basically giving, not taking, as I have discussed in other videos. Because eczema takes so much away from me that's the last thing I want to do in this world, is take from somebody else, as eczema has taken from me. And the food was amazing, and I even have a beautiful picture of the day-olds, even though this is what essentially it looked like. So if you guys can see that photo. It was just pasta, potatoes, mushrooms, salad, and the peach salsa. And of course there was some avocados in there, and I made some healthy oatmeal molasses maple syrup cookies to go with the gelato. You can make this work. What I'm trying to say is, yes, I pitied myself for not being able to eat a lot of things, but at the same time, if I can prepare a low-fat, or even just, okay, let me put it this way, a whole food, vegan, Hungarian diet and a meal plan that is not only close to the traditional Hungarian food, but is compliant in the vegan and healthy food sense, you can do anything. And it's allergy-free, gluten-free, corn-free, everything free. And yet I don't think anybody was missing out on anything. I think everybody was pretty satisfied. It had plenty of spices and flavor and salt and vegetables and herbs and all of these things that make food delicious. They even had, you know, bread, which I didn't indulge in, but, you know, they had it with the food also. And it just made me so happy. To be very honest, yeah, there are things to complain about the job, but it takes up 5% of my thoughts. 95% of the time, I'm just thinking about how lucky I am to work with these people, to have such awesome colleagues, such respectful, intelligent, smart, funny, and amazing people to work with, that I can be proud not only to call my colleagues, but my friends. And I would bend over backwards for them. I would take up shifts. I would help them if they need something on a day off, if they need something at work, if they need me to stay longer, I would do it. They are hands down amazing people that are worth that trouble. And I was giving a toast yesterday just before we were digging into this amazing dinner that honestly I think my mother would be proud of, that I made. Not just because she's an amazing Hungarian cook, but she's also newly vegan. I gave a toast, and Ellie of course was digging in, which to me was funny because you know, she loves food, and I appreciate that. I like somebody who really likes food. And she was digging in, and to me it warmed my heart that people were excited to eat this food. They weren't like, oh shit, you know, this is like some healthy, wacky, kooky vegan food, it's not gonna have flavor. No, not only is it like a super intense vegan diet, but it's a super fucking flavorful one. So I gave them a toast, and the head baker, Francesco, is about to leave for this new job in the UK. And I said, you know, congratulations, I want to say goodbye, I'm really going to miss you, and it's been such a privilege to learn from you and become friends with you in these last 2 months. And not only just to appreciate him, but to extend that appreciation to the other bakers. They've really stepped up and done an above and beyond job, you know, working harder, learning new things, and accommodating their schedules to the fact that our head baker is leaving. And I feel like at a lot of other workplaces, this was not included in the speech, but at a lot of other workplaces, people are more apt to complain about somebody leaving than to embrace their departure. And I want to build an environment of camaraderie, not of backstabbing. And to have them all at my house for dinner made me feel like we were not just a team, but like a family. And the very last part of the speech that I just wanted to emphasize, because it has some relevance in what I'm trying to say, but I said, no matter how long the duration of your stay here at the bakery is, I cherish every single day I work with each one of you, because you're just a fantastic colleague, you're a fantastic baker, you're very skilled and efficient, and you guys are just awesome people that are a pleasure to work with. They're very communicative, You're very nice people, and I'm incredibly lucky to be able to work with a crew of people like this. And I know I'm one of the youngest people at the bakery, the second youngest, but I almost feel like a mother who's proud of their children. Like, I just have this very motherly vibe, and it's the reason why I love taking care of people, and I can really see that I have something special here in you guys, so thank you so much. And I feel like that kind of nourishment for other people is the same kind of nourishment, you know, I try to get delivered to myself with you know, positive mental attitude, with feeding my body the appropriate foods. It's so easy to indulge in bad habits and so hard to live with them, but it's so hard to build good habits, but it is so easy to live with them. And that's what I'm all about. Again, you know, building healthy habits, building camaraderie, not aggression and backstabbing, building a healthy diet, not indulging in bad practices, having a positive mental attitude, not numbing yourself with medication and other outlets. You know, really biting the bullet and making the hard thing become the long-term solution. And it's not very hard to appreciate a person or a friend or a colleague or whoever, but it can be. It's hard. It's hard to love. It's hard to put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable, just as it is hard to do any of these, you know, eczema healing, to have a positive mental attitude, to exercise, to change your life, to change, you know, how you communicate with people, that this is who you are. This is very difficult. I don't drink. I don't go out and party. I don't eat these foods, and I wake up early, and I don't do this. And yet I put that out there, and I get in return a lot of love back. And it took a leap of faith for me to make that happen. And I'm so lucky to have co-workers that I call friends, to co-workers that feel like family. So to me, this was a very fantastic, a little bittersweet, because a friend is leaving, and of course I don't know how long these bakers are staying, but like a lot of things I feel in my life, you know, sometimes you have to embrace that it's temporary, and sometimes you have to embrace that this is just how it is for the duration of life. You know, it's just always gonna be a battle. You're always going to find somebody, or like, you know, put yourself out there, make yourself vulnerable, and really love somebody or something, or do something, and it's just going to be difficult for you. I guess that makes sense. I don't know where I'm going with that, but basically it's always going to be, it's always going to take effort to build these good habits, and you just have to get used to that. And to all of you guys, I mean, I highly doubt any of them are watching this, but to Francesco, Ellie, Tobias, Brett, and of course Justin, who's the barista, and he's there. I truly love working with you guys. You guys are fantastic people, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I imagine I'm going to meet a lot of amazing people, but you're going to stick in my heart and my memory forever. And I hope I am just a fraction of what I'm going to remember you guys as you are going to remember me as. And I see amazing things in your futures, because you don't just have good character, you have good karma attached to you. I'm not attracted to people who lead unhealthy, bad lifestyles, and those who I'm attracted to, I know you have a good heart deep down inside. And that goes for all of my viewers. I love you guys, and thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.